Post-Caitlin advertisers still flocking to ESPN for spots during Women's March Madness. 1 year after Caitlin Clark helped the NCAA women's basketball tournament to record numbers, ad sales for Disney/ESPN are up 132% year-over-year as March Madness gets rolling this week. Revenue has grown nearly 300% in the first year of a new media rights pact between ESPN and the NCAA, of which the women's tourney is a part, with some 30-second spots climbing to nearly $1.5 million for the championship game. A source close to negotiations broke down average prices for a 30-second spot in the NCAA Women's Championship game over the last couple years. FY23, $65,830, 9.9 million viewers for LSU Iowa across ABC/ESPN2, also the first time the game was on broadcast TV. FY24, $188,870, a record 18.9 million viewers for South Carolina Iowa across ABC/ESPN, marking a record for a women's title game and beating the audience for UConn Purdue on the men's side. FY25, $438,692. On the men's side this year, CBS and TNT have sold out March Madness inventory, surpassing $1 billion in sales. Jacqueline Dobies, Disney Advertising's VP/Revenue and Yield Management, tells me ESPN has hit 95% in sellout for the women's tournament, with a few opportunities remaining in early rounds. Approximately 80% of that inventory sold out during the upfront. The championship game sold out over 3 months ago, but it was a challenge to not sell out sooner, she said. We really tried to take the learnings of the past year or two, Dobies said. With more brands at every level wanting a seat at the table with women's sports, we're really trying to make a space for everyone and be as inclusive as possible. Expectations for a post-Caitlin world. ESPN's regular season audience for women's hoops was up 3% over last season, and it was the most watched regular season since 2008 to 2009. Clark didn't have much presence on ESPN in the regular season in 2023 to 24. But Iowa did play a bunch of games on Big Ten Network with Clark, and while that cable network was much lower this season, it was BTN's second-best season yet for women's hoops. There has been absolutely no hesitation or conversation about the change in the landscape of the tournament from last year to this year, said Dobies. Iowa and Caitlin set the stage and helped break barriers, and no one is hesitating about what this sport is and where it's going to go. ESPN hit 112 total advertisers for this year's women's tourney, jumping to 18 total categories. We broke records 2 years ago. We broke records last year, said Dobies. The unit rates we're seeing are on par with the NBA Finals for things like men's college football championship game. Internally, we've had to change the vernacular of champ game. The revenue and the type of demand and pricing that we're seeing there, parity is happening. Growth categories include categories like auto, financial services, footwear, retail, and pharma. Emerging categories include travel and airlines, as well as niche brands in coffee and